What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, the Washington Commanders go down to the Atlanta Falcons 34-27. In a game that the team didn't play bad. It's just that we couldn't overcome the injuries. There was a lot of attention given to Deebo Samuel. And Marcus Mariota, hopefully this game stops the conversation of Mariota just being able to be a starter. Mariota, it is what it is with him. I mean, we knew we were going to get this type of game. He didn't play awfully, but he held on to the ball too long. There were a lot of costly penalties that happened in the game. They did what they could. They tried their best, but their best wasn't enough. We couldn't overcome the injuries. The injury bug really hit us hard. We were going up against an Atlanta team that was coming off of a terrible loss, terrible divisional loss against the Carolina Panthers. And we saw a team motivated to show that they weren't flukes. So with that, we just happened to be the team that was coming up against them. And this was one that was kind of concerning. I mean, they talked about Bill being injured, but he didn't seem that injured to me. And not only that, this is why I tell people I don't like running backs by committee, because you get some of the weirdest things that happen. You see Bill, very dynamic, able to get up the field, able to run through the holes, do all types of stuff like that. Awful as a pass blocker. He cannot pass protect to save his life. Then you sit up there, you get a Chris Rodriguez, who's good at pass blocking, but has no dynamic ability at all. And then all of a sudden you get McNichols, where you're not really certain what the hell they're doing with him. So it's just one of those things where you got to take the lumps along with the victories and the losses. But sometimes injuries do play a major role in everything. And I hope that the talk stops about, not people who don't understand the value of a Terry McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? Terry McLaurin changes this game. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about A.J. Terrell was out of this game, and there was no one else to step up in a major way to sit up there and have an impact on the game like Terry McLaurin would have had. And it's sad to see it go down like that. Defensively, I told y'all, this is one of the games I was concerned about because the dynamic ability of both their running backs, and we saw that on full display today. Bijan Robinson was carving us up, catching the ball and running the ball. So it was one of those things where there was nothing we can do against this team. Michael Penix showed that, that was just a bad game. Trust me, I said it before and I'll say it again. The guy can throw the ball and he does a fantastic job. Threw an interception, but I wouldn't necessarily credit him with throwing an interception versus Mikey Sanders still making an amazing play. To sit up there and climb the ladder like he did to get that ball. Especially out there in no man's land where he was by himself. That was an incredible play by Mikey Sanders still. And again, he was one that was being picked on. Marshawn Lattimore wasn't targeted that much, but again, it was a bad. The defense started out very good. At the beginning of the game, it was like, okay, the defense is doing what they can. They were still struggling against the run, but they were doing well at the beginning of the game, and it looked like Washington was going to try their best to not make it easy for Atlanta, especially when it came to running the ball. But at some point, the gates just opened up and it was over with. Bijan Robinson, again, he's one of the best running backs in the league. Look good. Tyler Algier, that's another one. I mean, when you talk about Bijan Robinson going to the bench and then Tyler Algier taking over, I mean, there's no stop. There's just no stop. They both come in and they get big yardage, and it's like, man, like they're chunk yardage running backs, and man, it's tough to face a team like that, especially with them feeling the way that they did after their loss. So again, not great. Marcus Mariota took some major sacks, held the ball too long. To me, doesn't like I think that with Marcus Mariota, this was some of the stuff that even when he was at other places, this was some of his problem. He doesn't feel pressure like he should. Like, there's some quarterbacks that just, they feel the pressure. Marcus Mariota doesn't feel the pressure as well as he's supposed to, especially when you're talking about seeing stuff. And sometimes it's kind of bizarre that he doesn't see, like, the rushes. Like, Caden Ellis and that comeback. I mean, he's like, how did Marcus Mariota not feel him or not see him? Like, I mean, I understand that it's behind him, but still, like, Caden Ellis was there. There were guys coming up. There were times when Marcus Mariota could have just stepped up in the pocket and would have been able to deliver the football, and he didn't. He got to a point where he started to get rattled in the pocket because there was one sequence where he practically overthrew everybody the whole sequence. And I think the score at that point was only, I was like 23-13 or something like that. So it was just weird to see Marcus Mariota like not play as well as you want him to. I mean, he had moments where it was like, okay, maybe he's settled down, but then as soon as you think he's settled down, he goes back and does something, and it's like, bro, like, come on, man, get it together. Like, we can't be sitting up in here coming this close to losing games like this, and we need you to be impactful at this point until our young quarterback comes in and or comes back. And it just didn't go well at all. Man. Like I said, again, game started out pretty close. I mean, it was like something. Luke McCaffrey got a touchdown, but got some costly penalties. I mean, like, there's some things that you can accept, but there's some things that it's like, bro, like, you've been around football all your life. You know you can't push somebody at the top of the route. You know this. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. The return game wasn't as effective as it has been. Our special teams was still playing well, but the return game wasn't as impactful as it's been the past 3 weeks. So here we are now, week 4, where our return game didn't do much to really assist with the game. I mean, it was slightly impactful, but not what it was last week. So yeah. So now we got to get a lot of injured guys back. This game showed that we can't succeed when injuries are this big for us. Darnell Savage played, and it's again, you're talking about a guy who's kind of just learning the system. So I don't know how effective he was going to be today, but he got in the game. And currently right now we're in a situation where we're struggling right now. We probably struggle next week as well because of the fact that we might still be down Terry McLaurin. Jaden might come back, but we might still be down Terry McLaurin. And that's a big deal. Contrary to what everybody else says, I know everybody else says that they're comfortable with it. I'm sorry. We need to go get a running back. We need to go get a guy that can be in the game for all 3 downs. Like, we can't do this by committee thing and think that this is going to be something special. Like, we need us a number 1 guy that can do multiple things, like pass protection, like be dynamic, like run up the middle and things like that. We need a all-around back. We can't. This running back by committee doesn't feel like it's working as well. Like I said, Dameon Pierce is sitting in with the Texans, and they're basically making him healthy scratches. So, again, it's not like he's a guy that doesn't have the ability to be that type of 3-down back. So, and you could just slowly ease Bill into learning, like, Bill, this is how you pass protect, things like that. I mean, that one play where Marcus Mariota took that sack and Bill just whiffed on the block. That was absolutely crazy. He whiffed on the block, saw that he whiffed so badly on the block, went down. As soon as he got up, he looked over to the sideline. You could tell right then and there. He knew he jacked up badly. So, yeah, I mean, we got the Chargers next. The Chargers are going to be coming in. We're going to be dealing with a pissed off Chargers after they just lost to the Giants. I mean, like, that was a shocker. But at the same time, Justin Herbert throws 2 key interceptions in the game to sit up there and give it to the Giants. So that right there was crazy. So now we're going to have to deal with that and still deal with the injuries that we got, that we're still dealing with. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this game? How do y'all feel after this game? Do y'all think that there are changes that need to be made? Do y'all feel like I do, where it's like, look, the running back by committee thing, that was cute. Let's go get us a running back. Do y'all feel the same way that I do? Y'all tell me what y'all think. We also need to get us a receiver. We got to get us another threat at receiver. I don't know if Gabe Davis is still out there, but it would be nice if we can do something to get someone in here that can help us out while Terry is sitting on the bench right now with his injury. So with that being said, y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and y'all, like I said, just let me know how y'all feel about this. How do y'all feel about this game? How many of y'all encouraged? Because, I mean, the score was 27-34. It wasn't a blowout, but it didn't look good. It really didn't look good. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fans Sports Show.